Hi friends. So ironically, I'm coming on with this butterflies filter when it very much does not feel like rainbows and butterflies. The energy is very, very intense right now. And for a lot of us, that means that major shadows are coming up for us to look at. And I just wanted to share as a reminder, whenever we have, parts of our darkness show up, or whenever we have intense things show up for us, it's because it wants to be released. It wants to be looked at and released. It doesn't mean that, whatever's coming up for you is necessarily true. So what I recommend is just really allowing yourself to feel whatever it is that's coming up, because we can't heal anything until we truly feel it deeply. And once you've allowed yourself to go there, ask yourself, what parts of this no longer serve me? Is this who I want to be moving forward? How do I want to be reacting to this in the future? So really asking, is this a component of my higher self? And how can I shift this behavior? How can I shift this way of thinking into something that actually serves me? And one question that's always, I always ask myself is this worth my energy? Is this worth putting energy into? But a lot of times, our shadows aren't necessarily going to be coming from a space of rationality. They're going to be coming from our wounds and from our trauma and from our maybe toxic beliefs. And so really asking, is this a part of my higher self? And what do I want to believe? But first, you really have to allow yourself to feel it. And I don't want to say throw a temper tantrum, but do whatever you need to do to fully feel it. Cry, journal, scream, kick your pillow 1,000 times. Do what you need to do to get the emotion out with no judgment, just observing. And also understand that this work is extremely exhausting. When you're really doing shadow work, is this trendy term, but it's exhausting to be able to look at yourself at the darker parts, or the things that are wanting to come up that you don't want to look at. You're I'd much rather just throw this under the rug and ignore it. But the time for that is done. There's no more opportunity for that if you really want to be your best self. You don't have time. So understand that once you do this process, it might keep coming back around until you fully healed it. It probably will. And other iterations of, how this one thing might be showing up for you. But also understand you need to give yourself time to rest, because you can't expect yourself to operate at your normal rate of productivity or whatever when you're doing this deep work, because it's literally regenerating your cells. It's shifting how you are cellularly made up, because we hold our beliefs in our cells. So anyways, that's just my little message for you today. If you're feeling really intense, if you're feeling a lot of stuff coming up, so many people around me are feeling this as well, and I've just been feeling it in the collective majorly. Really for the last couple days since the full moon. So let yourself release whatever you need to release. Do what you need to do to experience it, to feel it, to move through it. And then just ask yourself with no judgment, how can I shift this, what's coming up for me in the future? How do I want to react to this? How do I want to be? How do I want to experience blank, fill in the blank of whatever you're experiencing. So I hope that helps and supports you today. I love you.